Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Can everybody hear me and see me? Oh, I got 3 people in the comments. Let me see who is watching me, all on YouTube. So I have it set up starting tonight that I actually am in the Facebook group. What's up, Courtney? Jayla's in the building too. I appreciate you all for chiming in. Hey, Rob. I hope that everybody had an awesome weekend. All right, so what we are going to talk about tonight, this officially starts the series. And what I mean by the series is what we have all gone through for all of us, but for those that are thinking about becoming makers, what we actually have going on inside of our minds. Welcome to those everybody that's coming in and joining. We haven't got started yet. We're actually just starting now. What tonight's topics are going to include are what made you decide to become a maker? What are some of the things that you have questions about if you're a beginner maker? What are some of the things that you have questions about, and why did you decide to go down this path in 2023? Or was this something that you thought about before and you're just executing it? So I wanted to tell everybody a little bit about myself. My name is Tina Durr. I am actually a maker myself. I am the creator and chief fragrance officer, or the CFO, of Nuts About Candles, NUTZ. So that's where the Z in Bubblez and the Z in Flamez comes from. And I decided to start this podcast because I had a large group on Clubhouse. And you will see me talking back and forth to a lot of those individuals that are in the comments as to what to do next, because we had a very large following on Clubhouse and I wanted to take it on a bigger platform and also include other people and other makers, because I'm what you call a non-traditional maker because I use glitter and I use botanicals in my candles. So I wanted to open that up and extend it to not only candle makers, but soap makers. And also a little later in the podcast, I will be doing some special segments for those that do skincare. So those are some of the things that I have coming. And also you will see in my YouTube shorts. So keep coming back to the channel. I will start posting some of the makers that actually are participating in this channel. So I will put my contact information out there if you would like me to do a video, or if you want to do your own video. I can give you all the details about being on the channel. So those are some of the things that we have coming up. And for those of you that are in the comments, if you want to participate, by all means, feel free. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, that people, oh, thank you, Courtney. You know, I can always send you another one. One of the things that I wanted to talk about that we often forget, and I hope that I don't hurt people's feelings when I say this, but this is a part of the topic that I need to address because it's often overlooked in the candle community. So when I say things on this channel, this is to bring awareness and education to the statement. So a lot of people got candle kits for Christmas, right? Or they made the decision, hey, I want to be a candle maker. Hey, I want to be a soap maker. So I got this kit, got the kit on Monday, made soap or candles on Tuesday, and I'm going to open up a business on Wednesday. And that's not how it works. If you truly are an entrepreneur, there are a lot of steps that you have to take to open a business. So those are the things that I wanted to start talking about on this platform, and bring education and also bring other makers that have done it to the platform, so that those that are new or have questions can ask and interact with those makers. And speaking of that, I also opened up the group on Facebook, and they're on Facebook Live now. I'm streaming in that group. It is still the same. The link is actually in the community tab. So we have our own group now where we can keep the conversation going. What my plan is to grow that group and also have mentorship. So if you don't necessarily want to be on the channel, then you can participate in the group as well, and it's definitely appreciated. Hey Maury, that is actually my friend. She is technically my silent partner because she is the one who encouraged me to start up my candle business. So Maury, thank you, and I appreciate you waking up to come in. And she's going to kill me for saying that too, but it is what it is. So the first thing, and I'm going to cheat and look at my notes because I put some thought into this, that I wanted to talk about. First of all, if you've decided to be a maker, welcome to being a maker, and welcome to the maker community. You all have probably seen me putting this podcast out there because I definitely want to get people involved. Even if they're thinking about becoming a maker, I want them to participate on this channel and be interactive with some of the guests that I have coming on. And also give them some referrals if they need it. And yes, for all of you that are in the chat, we are going to get to the topic of testing. I have that on the schedule for next week. Research and testing, and how important that is. So for those of you listening to the replay, that is coming. So we will talk about that next week. And by all means, I appreciate all of you who said, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it, but I want you to know I support you. By all means, please like, subscribe, and share this podcast because I'm trying to get it out to the masses. Also, the podcast will soon be available on all of your podcast platforms. I have opened the account, and I will be uploading these episodes so that you can listen instead of always having to do the video if that's an option for you. So I just wanted to share those announcements. We talked about being in the maker community, but what does that really mean? What that means is that you are choosing to make something that is handmade, first of all. 90% of us, 99 really, that are in this group, we all make our items from hand. So you're receiving love from us and also energy. And we will talk about energy. We'll have a show about energy and sound therapy. You know, I'm still working on Jayla to get her to talk about that, as she's done many times on Clubhouse, and why it's important that when you are a maker, that you are in the right mindset. And we will talk about mindset as well here shortly. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is, and we could do it via the chat, is what made you decide, or what is your why as to being the reason why you wanted to share your gift with others, because it is a gift to be a maker. And I apologize, I have planes going over, which I cannot cover that noise. But that is the main thing that is our discussion for today. And are you a hobbyist, or are you an entrepreneur? Or are you somewhere in between that you're trying to decide which decision is best for you? Or are you thinking about, I'm just going to chill and learn how to do all of this stuff, and I will make up my mind as to whether I want to go into business, because it looks like it's a lot of people over there doing the same thing. I'm going to use the same old thing that people say. We go to the grocery store, there's how many different types of potato chips? There's how many different types of bread, ice cream, so on and so forth. Throw your ring in the hat. Jayla, you're correct. Is it going to be something that is stressful? Absolutely. Because you don't really know which way to go. You can't decide, I see she does the same thing I want to do, so I don't want to do my thing. Some of you have even had the same discussion with me about my glitter candles. But the thing that makes my candles unique is nobody has my technique. They come close, but they don't have my technique. And again, it took me many years to get to that point, because even though I make glitter and botanical candles, I still have to know the fundamentals and the foundation of being a candle maker. For my soap makers, same thing. You still have to know your foundational things that are important. And soap touches your skin. So that's even more critical, that you do your research and that you put your time into testing, and also your components. And Courtney, that's an excellent point. And Rob, same thing. I'm going to mention what both of them said. Rob first, because he put it in the chat first. He said it was a hobby that turned into a business. And now he is one of the people that I'm going to feature on this channel. And you can see his product, to go from a hobby to a maker in a very short time. We have a lot of different interesting stories from the makers that you will see on this channel. Courtney said it helped her with her depression, and it turned into a passion. So again, and for me, same thing. It was a hobby at first because I've always been into scents, and I've always wanted to try my hand at candles, because I've always been into aromatherapy and the actual scents, not so much a candle. I've always been a lover of candles, but I'm like, I can do that. And I did, and I have. For me, my challenge is marketing, which will also have an episode on that. And I struggle with social media, even though I'm on social media talking to you right now. So those type things, we all have our areas that we struggle. And that is my why for starting this podcast. So again, I mentioned Clubhouse, and you'll hear me joke about it, because we came from Clubhouse to the Penthouse, which is YouTube. And also for those of you all that will be listening to me on a podcast format, it took a lot to get to this point. So that's some of the things that I wanted to remind you all about, is why do you do something? What has encouraged you to start something amongst all the makers and all the thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of entrepreneurs? One fun fact I will share with you about the candle making and soap making industry: we are a recession proof business. People are always going to need candles. People, we hope, are always going to use soap. So handmade soap is better. It also does not have all the components that a lot of our soaps have. I'm not going to name any of the big names, but just go and read some of the ingredients on there, and you are like, I don't even know how to pronounce that. And you look it up, and it's like, I'm actually putting this on my body. Or in the case of candles, I'm inhaling this, and so is my family in my household. So that's why a lot of the makers start, because they want to offer and have better products for their family. A handmade item is always generally made with love. And once you get to the manufacturer level, which I'm hoping that we will be able to have a show or a session on that as well, going from maker to manufacturer, because that is another step in itself, where you go from the small production into your manufacturing warehouses and into your studios, because that's another step in itself. And there's a lot of factors that you also need to take into play when you or under consideration, I'm sorry, when you make that move from making it out of your house, your garage, or whatever into a commercial space. So we'll definitely have that episode as well. What I encourage you to do, because I have to do this all the time, because we all go through moments, write your why down. And when you have those days as to why, man, why am I doing this? I don't even know why I started this. I don't have time to sleep or to hang out and watch movies or go out with my family because I'm always doing something with these candles or with this soap or whatever. I don't have time to do anything. But when you get out to the market and you have people coming up to you, hey, I saw you on YouTube, or I saw you on Instagram, I love your TikTok videos. That makes it worth it right there when your customers come looking for you. So that's one of the first things that I would suggest. Write down your why, because you can always reference and improve upon your why when you have days where you don't feel like being bothered. The second thing is decide on what is your niche or your tribe. You hear a lot of conversations about that. Well, who am I making my soap for? Who am I making my candles for? Who is my target customer? Who is my target? Is it someone like for me? Courtney, thank you for the compliment too. A lot of people don't like to burn my candles. Courtney, this is for you. Please burn it. I have more. Because everybody says, oh, they're so pretty, which they are, but I want them to burn them and experience the candle, and I can always make more. Your repeat customers for you are customers that are going to support you whether you raise the price $10 or whether you switch locations or whatever it is. Your customer base or your tribe, I'm laughing at Courtney, I'm sorry. Your customer base or your tribe is always going to follow you, and they're always going to support you. So always keep that in mind when you are developing your target audience. My target audience, for example, as I'm realizing, is people with disposable income. People who don't mind seeing something pretty or sparkly, in my case, and they buy it. They don't care what it costs, they just buy it. I want it. Oh, there's my friend from Smell Good Spa. You all need to check her out too. She's on Amazon. So when you get into those moods of why should I keep going, it's the little milestones, and we're going to talk about that. If you look in the group, if I haven't put it in there, I'm going to put it in there. I put some planners in there. They say candle planner, but they can really be used for any type business. Your milestones, I have to upload that because I realized I didn't. Do a vision board for your business. A lot of people talk about vision boards, but what are your milestones or your steps for your business? Because how do you know if you're on the right path to what you're destined to do? A lot of people are like, like I said, I'm going to get this kit. I got it on Monday. By Saturday, I'm going to be in business. And realistically, everybody in here knows whether you are a consumer or whether you are an entrepreneur, that is not possible. That is not humanly possible. And you set up correctly. You set up your business correctly. There are steps to that. You've got LLCs that you need to get or whatever applies, that you make the decision after you do your research. Are you going to do an LLC? Are you going to do a C Corp, an S Corp? There's CPAs involved. Do I have to have a license because it's based upon what state that you're in? Please get a business bank account. Nobody gave me that advice. And like I said, my girlfriend is in here, and we found this out after doing the research later. It has cost me thousands of dollars to get that corrected in taxes. That is the one thing that I can share with everybody that watches this podcast. If you decide that you are going to move forth and start a business, please make sure that your business structure is set up correctly. And if you're not sure, ask somebody. You can put it in the comments here on the podcast, or you can go and put it in the group, or you can put it on any of my Instagram pages. And if I can't answer you back myself, I will make sure that somebody answers you back. It will save you thousands of dollars and you'll thank me later. So that's your why, right? So write it down. Set milestones for yourself. Set monetary goals for yourself, and don't be unrealistic. If your goal is to make $1,000, then put $1,000. And you also have to decide, what type of website are you going to do? Are you going to just sell through Instagram and Facebook? Are you going to do a full blown website? Because you have to, when you get into business and even selling, you have to represent yourself properly, or people, especially online shoppers, they will not trust what you do. There's also marketplaces out there. So if you're going to set yourself up for marketplaces, a lot of them require this paperwork that I'm speaking to you about. You've got to produce it before you do any listings with them, unless you're going to do it on a personal level. And there's nothing wrong with putting your feet into the water to see how good you do, because how will you know how good your product is? And like I said, I still get nervous about my candles. I have a lot of new products that I want to roll out, and every single person that's in the comments right now, I'll be honest, they get on me all the time. Put it out. Put it out. I have a whole line of sprays and things that you all haven't even seen yet that I have to go out. But because I haven't put it out, I'm afraid of getting that rejection. But yes, I'm going to put them out. All right. So we all deal with that, especially when we have new products. And because my products are unique, I get extremely anxious about them. And I'm transparent about that. The next thing is your mindset. These businesses take sacrifice. Whether you make candles, soap, have a boutique, you want to be a manufacturer, you want to be a wholesaler, you've got to have the mindset to hang in there and do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put them out. I need to talk to you offline too. You've got to have the mindset to do that. You got to have the mindset to hang in there on days where you don't feel like doing anything. I would recommend that you have an accountability partner, one or more. I have several. Most of them are in this group for different reasons. And we all encourage each other to get out there and keep going. Especially right now, there's talk of going into a recession. And that's another good thing about the candle and the soap industry. We are a recession-proof business because people are always going to need our product. And we can always pivot on a dime in most cases. So just put it out there. Make sure that I'm looking at my notes, so I'm cheating to make sure I cover everything. Make sure that you set your business up correctly. And just go for it. It's going to be times where you don't want to do it, but keep going because you've got customers out there. Yes, you're right. You are absolutely right, Rose. Accountability partners will kick our behinds. You're absolutely right. And we all need them for different reasons. So everybody that you see down in the chat, even though we've all worked together before, we all still have our challenges and we keep each other going. It's the same as if you work a 9 to 5. Now, here's another thing to think about. If you decide to do this as a business, you've got to replace your income. Are you going to run out here and just quit your 9 to 5? Oh no, I'm going to sell candles full time now. What happens when you hit the months like January and February where it's slow? You might have had a $10,000 month in December. Let's go big. You might have had a $20,000, $25,000 month, depending upon the type candles or soap you sell, or both, in December. And in January and February, you have nothing. But the bills still move forward. So you have to account for all of that. The advice that you will typically see, even from our mentors, our coaches, once your side hustle covers your 9 to 5, and you do it consistently, not just 1 month, not 2 months, but 6 months to a year average is what most of them tell you, then you can think about leaving your 9 to 5. So you're going to have that period where you've got to balance having one or more companies or businesses. I now have two. So because this podcast is a job within itself that I'm finding, because you have to do marketing, I have to do everything for this podcast and more than I have to do with my candle business. So keep all of these things in mind for those of you that are going to watch this replay later. If you are a beginner, again, I truly beg you, do not go out and get a candle kit and then make candles and then go into business immediately after. I promise you, you'll regret it later. Because there is a process. There are supplies that you have to purchase. In either case, for my soap makers down, and Rob, you may have to chime in on this, there are certain supplies that you have to have. If you are a soap maker, I would say gloves and goggles are essential, especially if you are going to work with lye. Lye is no joke. It will put you in the hospital or worse. For us on the candle making side, again, gloves. We're also working with hot wax. So that brings a different set of issues. Yes, you get used to it, but you have to learn how each one of these components work for all these machines that we love to get, because we love to run out and set up studios and buy everything. You've had a splash in your eye, Rob. Wow. And just like with us, all of us, whether on the candle or the soap side, if you work with scents, you've also got to keep that in mind as well. It does not feel good when you get fragrance in your eye. Excuse me. Yes, a good face mask. Rose said in Aldi has good face masks. So those are some of the things that you need to start with. And then you're right, Jayla. Excuse me. Sanitary, especially since COVID, you've now got to get wipes and you've got to make sure that your space is sanitary at all times. That's why the videos do really well, where people can see behind the scenes, because they're looking at you, but they're really looking at your space. Jayla, same for me. I don't wear my face mask all the time, but since I started experimenting with mica, it's definitely needed. Excuse me. So those are some of the things that you need to think about when you go out and you purchase these things, because we all love Amazon. By the way, go check out Smell Good Spa. She is on Amazon and just has her store up and running. Those are goals, but they're steps that you have to do. And number one, you have to have a space where you can work that if you have a pet, is free of all pet hair and pet dander, because a lot of people are allergic to that. And when you make your products, make sure that they are clean when they leave you. For example, wipe everything down in alcohol. A lot of people do that, and it's like, why? Yes, Courtney, that's another good one. Good ventilation is essential, because you don't want to get sick yourself as a maker. What happens if you get sick from something that you're making? If you have a 9 to 5, you miss time from your job. If you are doing this full time, you still miss time from your job. So those are the type of things that I want you to stop for a second if you are a beginner maker. And I would like for you to focus on those few things. Your why, what your products are going to be, your supplies, and are you going to stay a hobbyist for a while, or are you going to dive headfirst into business? And if you are going to dive headfirst into business, then you've got some paperwork that you've got to complete, because the I, the R, and the S, the alphabets, they want their money. And those are things that you have to make sure that you pay. Taxes are essential, and the proper forms and your receipts and things like that are needed before you get to doing the big things that you see the big makers doing. They had to pay their price. You have to put in your dues, as with anything else. So those are the things that I wanted to talk about tonight, and put those things on your mind. We are right at about 30 minutes. So if anybody wants to come up, I'm going to put the link in the chat. And if you have anything to say, you are more than welcome to come up. All right, so I just put the link in the chat. It's going to bring you in the area, and I can put you on the stage. All right, so while I'm seeing if anybody wants to come up, anybody that is on the chat, because we do have quite a few people, and I thank each and every one of you that have shared this podcast, because I was floored. There's people that actually went back and watched this, and we are streaming in two different areas. We are streaming in the Facebook group now. I figured out how to do that. And also we are streaming live on the YouTube channel. And after next week, we will have the audio version. So if you want to hang out with us, you can by all means. If you have any comments, like I said, feel free to put it on the podcast, because this is not just a discussion about candle or soap. This is making sure that you have all the proper things that you need to set you up for success in business, period. Because some of the guests that I'm going to have coming on that I'll be interviewing, some will be in person, some will be pre-recorded. They're not all going to be in the candle or soap making industry. Some of them will actually be people that have businesses. They will be marketers. They will be people that are in different avenues where you can learn from, because marketing is marketing. An influencer is an influencer. And something that I learned last week, there's a new type of individual that might be beneficial to your business, and I'll share that with you. They're called UGC content creators. What does that mean? UGC means user generated content. Let me translate that for you. What these individuals do, I'll give you an example since we were talking about Amazon. When we go on Amazon, what's the first thing? There's three things that most of us do. We go to the pictures, we go look at the video if there's one available, and we go straight to the comments, right? And see what's really going on with this product. Well, what people do for UGC is they partner with companies. And the difference for UGC, was it made in a studio, or did a content creator make it at home? So now that is the next wave of what's coming for 2023. So I'm putting that out there in your ear. It is a good way to get your product out there that is not as expensive as an influencer, because influencers are typically expensive. UGC, you can either do a gifted project, or you can pay, or you can do both. So pay more attention to the UGC people that are reaching out, because think about it. You send them some products. They make a video that you can use over and over again. You can use it on Instagram. If you have a YouTube channel, you can use it on YouTube. You can use it on your Facebook, Snapchat. I mean, all of these things, TikTok, all of these things. So guess what I did on this channel on TikTok? I'm making friends with all the UGC creators, because I want them to remember me when I need some help. So those are the things to keep looking out for, because that's a new thing. It's really an old thing, but they've retitled it. They've added more acronyms, but user generated content. And what they do is they take pictures or video, whatever you ask them to do, of your product. If you want them to return it, just make sure that you enclose a return box or envelope, a way that they can get it back to you. But for them, it's a win-win situation, because what do they get to do? They get free product, and they get to try it out, right? So it's a win for both of us, because they get to try out your product. They're going to do a video with their reaction, and you've gained a customer, because when they smell or feel what you have going on, you've got a customer. And they're always going to put out nice videos, feedback, etc. And all feedback is needed, especially for us as makers, because that helps us grow as a maker. And yes, Courtney, the biggest thing is they will work with your budget. And a lot of them, because they are getting started right now, they are willing to do it for free, or what they call a gifted contract. And they actually have gifted projects. That's a big one now. A lot of them are not really into the money part yet, because they're just getting started. So it's a win for the business, and it's a win also for the creator. And for us as makers and business people, we've gotten customers. So that's something that I wanted to close with and put out there. Does anybody else have anything that they wanted to talk about? Also, while I'm waiting to see if anybody puts anything else in the chat, for those of you that are watching the replay, make sure that you are doing your reels, your shorts, your stories. I know it's hard on social media, but now on Facebook and Instagram, even on YouTube, you could put stuff out there. Make sure that you're putting your content out there. You can even schedule it where it shows up because people are looking for companies. They're looking for small businesses to support. And the more that you're in their face, excuse me, the more they will remember you. And I got an offer for UGC, and I'm like, where'd she find me? I've gotten 2 offers in the past 2 days for collabs that have nothing to do with my product. But if I can get that collab, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that collab, and one is for a bracelet. I'm going to film it with my product. With my product. The other one, I got invited to a fashion show to network. I will be there front and center. I'm like, where are these people finding me? They said they found me through my content on Instagram. Rob, yes, UGC is important. And Jayla, I do too. I thought that the emails were bogus. I really did. But I did some research and both of them are legitimate. As a matter of fact, they keep texting me. It's through a company called Reach, like reach.com. If you want to sign up, if you're interested in that. So reach.com, that was who reached out to me. And I've been trying to be more active on social media. For me, I struggle, but thank God for Canva, right? So I'm trying to get better. That's one of my goals and milestones that I have for myself. And now I made it even more interesting because not only do I have one business now, I have 2 because I have to advertise the podcast as well. So I wanted to share that with anybody that, which is anyone that is within reach of my voice. Keep going, keep going, keep going, and stay on top of your marketing. Both Rob and Jayla have been on my head about that. And why? Because we're coming up for Mother's Day. And me, I just started a new business venture. And it's hard starting over again because I'm starting this podcast from scratch. So, in closing, unless you all have any more. Oh, yes, thank you. Collaboration. Collaboration. That is a big one. And I'm open for collabs too, by the way. And definitely on this channel. So definitely. Oh, thank you. I love this for me too, by the way. I do need to talk to you offline too about the whole Amazon thing. So, see, you never know. We all share, and that's the reason that encouraged me to start this platform back up just on a bigger basis because you might have somebody who is struggling and doesn't want to say anything. And you see, even though nobody came up tonight, that's okay because I could still see what you all say. And I do go back and yes, Jayla does, Courtney. She stays on top of us like there's no way. But she's a coach though too. So but definitely if you have a question, I do go back and read the comments. I got my first podcast feedback, which will be posted from my lovely Miss Smell Good Spa. And I appreciate you taking the time to go and do that because I can use that on social media as I'm trying to grow this channel. But definitely share it with your friends. I do appreciate those of you that have posted it on your social media. I'm trying to get more makers involved so that we can grow the channel like we did the room on Clubhouse. And also, before I forget, I got asked, was I going back to Clubhouse? I'm not. For a multitude of reasons. I wanted to be on a bigger platform, and this is able to get out to a lot of others because you have the audio portion and you have this video portion. And see, for me, for those of you all that know me, you know, I don't like being on camera, but I had to get over it. And it helps me with you all putting the comments in because I feel like I'm talking to myself, even though I'm a trainer at heart. So again, just put yourself out there. I'll support you. If you want to be on the channel, if you want to send stuff to me, you all know you can reach me on Instagram. You can reach me on Facebook. And you can also, the contact email for Bubblez and Flamez is Bubblez, Bubblez, and Flamez, Flamez, podcast at gmail.com. If you want to send anything to me about that, if you're interested in doing a segment on the show, if you're interested in having your products on the show. So effective next week, I will have a sponsor. Rob, I appreciate you, and I will be talking about in a separate video his products on the channel. So it's a good way to get your name out there, also. All right. So do you all have anything else for me or anything else that you can think of? And again, we can continue the chat over in the Facebook group if you like. It's called Bubblez and Flamez Podcast Community. So we have our own thing over on Facebook, and this podcast is streaming live over in that group. So by all means, please share it, or what is it? Like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate it. And if you all don't have anything, I will talk to you soon and see you next week. And I will upload this by tomorrow on social media. And everybody have an amazing week. And also, I will put the notes for episode 3. As soon as I finish this one, I will upload the notes for episode 3 so you can start to see what we're going to talk about. All right. So everybody have an amazing week. And we will meet back here again on next Wednesday. And good night, everybody.